Today, I want to tell you a story, not from a book, not from imagination, but from real life. A story that happened in railway stations, in crowded trains, in small markets, in quiet moments, in the heart of a girl who is about to get married. This story contains pain, love, fear, loneliness, hope, and the little truths of our society. And maybe, some part of this story is your story too. It was early morning. The train had not arrived yet. The platform was half empty, half alive. Announcements echoed in the air, and she was standing there with heavy eyes and a heavier heart. This was the same station she used almost every week. For work, for family visits, for small trips. But that day, she looked at the station differently. For the first time, she realized, after marriage, this may not be her station anymore. Isn't it strange? A place you use daily suddenly feels like a memory. She sat on the cold bench, and she watched people around her. A mother was packing food for her child. A man was sleeping on his bag. A college girl was laughing with her friends. A worker was eating breakfast alone. Everyone had their own world, their own problems, their own dreams. And then, there was she. A girl who had lived 30 years in one home, and was now slowly preparing to leave everything behind. Her heart whispered, why do girls have to leave their house? Why does everything change for girls? But there was no answer. Only the train sound in the distance. When the train arrived, she stepped in slowly. She didn't choose her seat. Seat chose her. She sat near the window and looked around. A young girl was crying on the phone. Her voice was shaking. Maybe her boyfriend. Maybe heartbreak. Maybe life was cruel to her that day. Beside her, a man was watching his mobile. Scrolling. Trying to escape reality. An old woman was sleeping peacefully. Her hands were folded. She must be tired from life's long journey. Two boys were joking loudly. They were going to meet friends. A lady was silently wiping tears. Maybe she was leaving her home. Maybe someone she loved wasn't waiting anymore. So many people. So many stories. One train, 1,000 lives. She realized, we sit together in a train, but we are all traveling different emotional journeys. And she was one of them too. Carrying her own story, her own fears, her own pain. After hours of travel, she reached the city for her ear treatment. The doctor looked serious but calm. He checked her ear, asked questions, and gave medicines. Nothing major, he said. But inside, her heart was trembling. Why? Because she was already tired mentally, with marriage pressure, family expectations, financial limitations, and the fear of change. Sometimes, small health problems feel bigger when the mind is already struggling. But she smiled. She thanked the doctor. And she walked out like everything was normal. After the checkup, she walked through the busy city market. There she saw the real face of society. Girls bargaining with shopkeepers, fighting over 20 rupees or 30 rupees. Why? Because not everyone has money to spend freely. One girl was asking her boyfriend to buy her a dress. He said, my salary hasn't come yet. I don't have money. She looked upset. He looked helpless. This is real life. Not pre-wedding shoots. Not expensive lehengas. Not big decorations. Just small dreams and small struggles. She wanted to buy clothes too, but not expensive ones. Her family is not rich. Sometimes it hurts when you know you cannot afford things like others. The market was full of noise, but inside there was silence. When she returned to the station to go home, the platform looked different again. This time, she felt relief. Because home was waiting for her. But she also felt sadness. Because one day, she will leave that home too. The train came. She sat again near the window. Outside the window, trees moved backwards, but memories moved forward. A girl was arguing with her lover. An old man was talking to his son about medicine. A woman was feeding her baby. Two teenagers were laughing loudly. Someone was reading a book. Someone was crying silently. Life was happening everywhere, and she was watching quietly. As the train crossed bridges, fields, small villages, her mind went to the same place. Her upcoming wedding. Everyone says wedding is a happy moment. But why does a girl feel so much pain? A girl leaves the house she lived in for decades. Her mother's voice, her father's care, her brother's protection, her room, her memories, everything stays behind. People come to weddings now, not just to bless but to judge. How much money they spent. How many dishes in the menu. Where is the pre-wedding shoot? What is the decoration cost? But what about the girl's heart? Her fear. Her sadness. Her silent tears at night. Rich people can afford big functions. Poor people struggle quietly. And she is one of them. With limited money, she cannot have the wedding like others. No grand shoot, no expensive lehenga, no big function. But she reminded herself, a wedding is not about show-off. It is about two hearts, two families, two lives. Slowly, very slowly, she started accepting the truth. When she reached home, she felt peace. Her mother asked, "Is she okay?" Her father waited for her at the door. Her brother checked her bag, as if she might have forgotten something. She realized, this home will always love her more than any other place. No matter where marriage takes her, this will remain her first home, her real home. This story is not only her story. It is the story of every girl who is fighting silently, with society, with money problems, with fear of future, with health issues, with responsibilities, with change. To every girl listening to this, your story matters. Your feelings matter. Your journey matters. You are strong. You are brave. You are precious. And no matter how difficult life becomes, never forget. You are also one story in a train full of thousands. But you are one of the most beautiful ones.